Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this fantastic, wonderful Monday morning. The kids have gone back. Everything's heading in the right direction. And what could be better than to talk about a bit of mergers and acquisitions activity in the industry? The tectonic plates have moved. I don't want to say it was all down to me when I spoke to John and Ben, and Ben the other day, but bloody hell, you guys have been busy, Ian.
Yeah, we certainly have. It's been a few months in the making, Simon, but we're delighted that Mike, the Property Jungle, are all part of the same family, because it's just a fantastic business and it's going to knit in brilliantly.
Brilliantly. Okay. Well, thanks. Then we'll go then on that. That was quite succinct. You're always looking cheerful and everything, but you're looking more cheerful than ever. So congratulations to you both on the deal. Obviously, that was announced just on Friday. It hit the news, wasn't it? So this is great, and obviously one of the things that John was he left some trail of crumbs for me there. He said we've got other things in the offing, and of course, yes, wow, it was kind of, my eyes did do the old comedy double take there in terms of seeing that happening. I mean, in the world of web, in this industry, this is big news, isn't it? I mean, in terms of just suppliers anyway there. We've got Starbury, who ostensibly have been well known for obviously very well developed sites, custom sites and everything else. And then Mike, you've done thousands and thousands of sites for agents, haven't you? And indeed, I said before, you actually won the Supplier of the Year at EA Masters last year for all of that hard work. So yeah, on the face of it, it seems like a sensible fit. But I suppose, let me just ask you first, Mike, what was it that kind of attracted you to the e-prop proposition?
Well, Ian and I first started talking just at a sort of a pure solving a problem perspective towards the tail end of last year. Because there were obvious things that we could bring to the guild if we could sort of just work out the business side of that. And then that evolved into further conversations with John and the possibility of acquisition, etc. And for us at the Property Jungle, being able to get access to the broader levels of support, the wider opportunities with technology that we can bring to our clients, just made an awful lot of sense. And we still had the opportunity of being able to work with the guild and assist their members as well. So all we could find were positive reasons for doing it. That's what we want.
You didn't go into the conversations thinking this is my end goal, but actually, as you started ticking off these issues, there became a natural flow to those discussions.
Yeah, that's sort of pretty much the way it happened. Towards the tail end of last year, we were talking about the solution, evolving then into the business opportunity, and then it's really all just been absolutely flat out making it happen this year. We did, I think, the whole due diligence process we did from start to finish in 6 or 7 weeks, I think, wasn't it, Ian?
Yeah, so, I think it was, yeah.
A great sprint.
That's really good.
It was a typical Iain McKenzie, Simon, in that I made the intro. The John and Mike chatted it through, and then I left them to get on with it.
Yeah,
apparently there was loads and loads of work that was done really quickly, and the team did a fantastic job.
Diligence, hot potato. You leave that to them. Yeah, what do they call it? The locked box and all of that sort of nonsense. Yeah, okay. And from your point of view, Ian, I guess it's much of the same in terms of what John was saying the other day, isn't it? Is to be able to offer such a tier one provider to your members is a fantastic asset, isn't it?
It's unbelievably so, and it's unbelievably important as well. So I'm a huge advocate. I've been an agent, as lots of people know, for 30 odd years, and of course I am from the old school of influencing people. Eyes to eyes, nose to nose, and toes to toes used to be the old saying, didn't it? But COVID changed nothing and sped up everything. Peter Knight talks about that, doesn't he? And he talks about version 4.0. And as a guild, we offer our members, as you know, so much in terms of compliance and training and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But we didn't have a blind spot, but it was fast approaching a blind spot, which is the digital services and the website offering. We host 300 odd websites for our members, and they're at the moment in time perfectly great. They do exactly what is needed, but they don't do what's needed in the future.
Yeah.
And that is where Mike comes in, and that's where Starbury, Ben and Russ come in, because we're now going to be in a great place where that's concerned.
So you saw where the future was going with us. You realised really you either needed to build in that knowledge base within the guild yourselves, or as you always do, partner or acquire, and that's what very much what it sounds like here. Because as you said, it's not like websites haven't. It's not like they haven't been important anyway for the last few years. But if anything, it's solidified in your mind this year that it's your most vital investment, isn't it?
Exactly right. It's the digital communication and journey with the customer. Just pre them picking up the phone and having a conversation, or pre them emailing you or botting you or whatever it may be. And then that's when the human interaction comes in. There's no doubt that the human interaction is still the most important part of agency, in my humble opinion. But actually, it's probably 55-45 now, as opposed to 70-30 where it used to be.
Absolutely, and continues to shift as well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I mean, you obviously, Mike, you'll have a number of guild members already, and as you said yourself there, 300 odd members already with your own websites. Look, you don't have to. You can tell me to shut up, or you'd have to kill me, as the standard line is. But I'm guessing there's got to be some sort of approach now over the coming months of being able to go out to members and say, look, this is our vision with Property Jungle and Starbury, and obviously we're going to be doing some extra special stuff for guild members on that basis.
The answer is yes. It's simple as that. Yeah, absolutely. We're working on the proposition detail at the moment. Iain and I are getting together this week to spitball that around. We've got some great ideas to work with, and there's been a lot of excited interest already coming from the membership, and so we want to keep that momentum going and come back to them with some exciting news this week if we can.
I think you said when we had a further catch-up just on a separate issue, Iain, your phone had been ringing off the hook, really, hadn't it, with interest at these deals last week from your own members?
Within a day, we had 25 odd members say, "Can I please talk to somebody?" Couple for Starbury, because we've got some large change in the guild, and a couple of the one-man bands, great businesses, saying, "Can I speak to Mike?" So yeah, we're in a like Mike says, we want to keep the momentum going and be able to get back to them really quickly and say, this is what it looks like and this is how it's all going to work.
Excellent. And I mean, a guild member is going to be able to, do you think that's going to be a matter of weeks, or is it going to take months for you to come back on the kind of way you perceive it happening?
I'm shooting for days.
Well, I was going to say, what time is it now?
A week or months, yeah.
Good. Well, as long as we can get your commitment live on the recording. Let me at least pretend to be an investigative journalist for 1 second. What's I suppose people, if they were looking at it from the side and say, were you just being classically greedy in Simon Wales style? You've gone out and obviously you've got Starbury as well, and then to have Property Jungle as well. What was it that made you feel that you needed both leading companies in this field?
So I don't think we were being classically greedy, but I do think we were being strategically greedy.
Right.
And so you could answer that, yes, we have actually managed to get, in our opinion, the two leading website providers in the space, in the sector, that actually knit beautifully with each other in terms of their configuration with the marketplace. So if you think from an estate agency perspective, you've got brands that sit at the top end of the market and you've got brands that sit in the middle part of the market, and there's a very little sort of crossover. And Mike can speak for himself, because he just mentioned before coming on air, it's only happened a couple of times in 18 years that actually there's been crossover. So for us, we just feel that we've got two brilliant companies, absolutely top of their game at what they deliver. And actually they complement each other. So it's almost like an evolution process going through from different websites as companies grow. We've now got an offering that can grow with them from a digital lead generation and support piece. We can just do it all now.
Perfect. And Mike, from your point of view, is I suppose what a lot of people will be really interested to know is it like Ben as well? Are you firmly staying with the business? Is there an exit on the card, or is this just very much of you, just the next step in the evolution with you running the business still?
Yeah, very much so. It's the next step in the evolution of the Property Jungle. I think that's the most important thing, and I'm very definitely staying here.
Yeah.
I'm, as you said, or fair as well, I'm still relevant, or at least I think I am. The salt and pepper's just for show. I can't help it.
Makes you look very clear. I think it's good. Yeah.
It's my George Clooney look that I'm going for. Yeah.
Don't put too much. You let me do the overselling, not you.
I was thinking more Brian Blessed, in fairness, but there you go.
That's a great shout. Absolutely great.
Thanks.
Shout
Yeah.
Gordon's alive.
Gordon's alive.
So Mike, you see this then. So how close will it get then? Do you think? Do you think you and will you just you and Ben still go head to head in the marketplace on occasion, or will there be a more collaborative approach?
Yeah, I mean, we've only actually bumped into each other literally twice in 18 years.
Yep.
And in fairness, on both occasions, we're both probably looking at the well, this is probably more for Mike, or this is probably more for Ben. And I think we can just have those conversations early and not beat each other up in the high street. There's no loss to be considered in doing that, and only positives. And from our perspective, I think that they've got some great SEO and digital marketing capabilities there, which I think would be absolutely fabulous to refer our clients into. And so we'll be doing that from the get-go. I've still got to have some conversations with Ben, but I'm very much looking forward to it. I mean, I characterised us as what was it? The three ugly sisters. Now we've got myself, Ian, and Ben, and his brother as well. That's the four ugly sisters. We can share amongst ourselves the skills and capabilities. So it's a great marriage. It's brilliant.
You haven't seen me with a wig yet, though, Mike. Actually, I brush up quite nicely.
So this is the weekend kit, is it? Right, okay.
Yeah.
So the other important thing, I suppose, is people from outside of there is this isn't like the guild aren't kind of just then saying it's only available for our members, is it? You're still out there winning business out in the wider marketplace as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Because they still want to be just as successful as you can be, get all those ideas from outside, innovate and help the client base as a whole.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, it's the same people, the same team, the same me, the same brand, the same services, enhanced with extra capabilities brought by being a part of this family. So it's all good for our existing clients and our future clients. And we'll carry on exactly as we were. Business as usual, but better.
And at what stage, Mike, did you know that kind of Ben and Starbury were in the mix with eProp? Was it at an early stage, or was it fairly late stage? Did that at any stage concern you, or once you'd obviously heard what the vision was, it was all good from your point of view, as you said?
The vision just made sense, and that's the important bit. I mean, for obvious NDA reasons and early discussions stages, I wasn't aware exactly what was going on, but it came to a point where it was obvious that I should be aware in order to be able to make turn right and turn left decisions. And that was all done very responsibly and diplomatically, and just made compelling sense.
I'll ask you over a pint who started talking first, and then we could start. Was it Starbury or was it Property Jungle? But you don't have to answer that now.
I'm aching for the pint. Let's leave it at that.
It's all positive. And do you see, Ian, do you see this from your point of view? Look, you guys, Property Jungle and Starbury have always had, very good relationships per se with the key partners like the CRM's packages. But I'm guessing, Ian, as well, this will grow into a wider vision for you now in terms of how much you can do, isn't it? In terms of making sure that really fits into those key partners.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have got a sort of a 12-18 month plan of a platform where all of the services of the guild can sort of integrate seamlessly. And that's John's the expert on that. I'm surprised you didn't get that out of him last week, Simon. But that's his baby. But it's all part of the bigger plan. And in the meantime, we'll just deliver excellence to the guild members. Mike will deliver excellence to his customers, and the same with Starbury. So, and then as Mike said, we're going to be respectful of each other's businesses, because there has to be clear points of differentiation. It has to be. Yeah. But at the same time, we'll share the best practices so that it doesn't compromise anybody's business.
No, that makes, and I can see the angle there, because obviously one of the challenges you've got with so many fantastic members across the, Fine and Country and the Guild and everything else there, but that's a challenge as well, isn't it? Because they've all got 1,000,001 different, never mind whether it's a CRM system or all the other things. So having some central kind of ability to log into it. I mean, in my head, the minute you said that, I'm thinking of something like a Guild Zapier or something like that allows, you know, that integration point there. Does make perfect sense, and of course would help those discussions with key partners much better.
Yeah, if I knew what you were talking about, I could possibly agree with you. So
I'm just tossing out things that I hear other people, which has basically been my career, to be honest.
yeah.
So in the early days, what do you think you can say to your mutual clients? What should they expect to see from you in let's say the first 6 months and then longer afield?
From the Guild perspective, it is please expect a communication about Mike's product available to Guild members, seamlessly integrating with all of the blogs and all that sort of thing that we deliver for our members, etc. And Mike can speak for himself.
Yeah, well, I'm very much looking forward to being able to talk to our existing customers and future customers about Iain's print capabilities, for example. That's something that we've never had in our toolkit, but is obviously something that's very important to agents. And talking to John throughout this whole process, you know, print's really kind of come back and come of age recently. So to be able to get our hands on that and offer that to our clients, I think it's going to be a really important increase in the breadth of product offering that we've got. Being able to access Ben's team and their SEO and digital marketing capabilities is also going to be very important. I think it's an exciting time to be a client of the Property Jungle, because there's only more capabilities going to be able to be available to them.
Yeah, and with that final caveat as well, with it not kind of just lumped on the side of it, but actually with some clear vision about how to integrate and tie it all together, which will, you know, most agents they'll be very nervous at ending more kind of systems that aren't joined up. But if you can help get those into one basket, as long as it's the right basket, that's what agents, I believe, are looking for, isn't it?
Yeah, completely.
And certainly that, just what you said there, John did touch on that last week. I think that did strike me there. That omni-channel approach, which sometimes sounds a bit of a ridiculous marketing phrase, but it does resonate, doesn't it? Is that, you know, you shouldn't just be doubling down on one method of marketing. And when it works best is where it is blended there. So to be able to have the digital experience working hand in glove with what is you, obviously. I mean, it works well for the Guild members, but foreign and country as well. Some of the stuff you guys put out internally is absolutely first class, isn't it, Iain?
Yeah, it really is. Henry T. Ford once famously said, 50% of my marketing works, I just don't know which 50%. In today's world, of course, with the digital leads and assets, we can track certain elements of it. It's less difficult, of course, to track print. But if my household is typical of anything, during lockdown, when a magazine comes in through the door, we almost run around the house with excitement that we've got something else to read and something to do for a couple of hours. So it's again just about shelf life, it's exposure, service exposure, part of the strategy, and it's all of those things all combined, because the demographics of the UK have probably never been more extreme in terms of the capability of tech versus the lack of capability at the moment. It's probably at the high point as we speak, I would have thought. And so you've got to have the right marketing strategy for your towns. Not all towns are the same, and it's just knowing your clientele. And
is this, just looking wider afield as well, just from your point of view, is this very much a statement of intent, Iain, do you think, from eProp and Tosca Fund, that this is, you know, you're interested in much more of these strategic style deals to going forwards?
We have a vision that we would be a digital platform to the sector, to the Guild and to Fine and Country, etc. And of course, alongside that is the trust, integrity and results piece that comes through all of the training, all of the education, etc. So it just blends in beautifully. It all just knits it all together.
I can certainly see that. Yeah, I mean, I think it's been, you know, in the days gone. Michael know this, when we used to be at whatever it was, the Property Computer Show. Look, it was only the portals really that used to scoop up the other businesses and look at having these collections of different service providers. Then the CRM companies got in on the act, my old company, and people like MRI. And what I think is fascinating is to see, you know, eProp, you know, very firmly step into that as well. And of course, it makes as much sense as it does for those guys.
everyone talks about lead generation, digital lead generation, and so the bit that is really important is that you can get the leads, you can source them, you can get the data that knows where they're coming from. But once you've got the lead, it doesn't give you the God-given right to convert it, and that's where the guild will kick in, which is it will be the lead generation piece through the digital assets that we've got as a company, and then the skills and points of differentiation to then help you convert that lead. That's the bit that gets the money in agents' bank account and helps the customers move home successfully.
And shows the value of obviously the guild and Finding Country, doesn't it? Yeah,
exactly.
Absolutely great. Well, look, that sounds very obviously. Let's see if we can go a week without you needing me to grab you or John back on again.
I think we're all right this week, Simon. In fairness.
Okay, you're fine on that front. Well,
Yeah.
look, congratulations to you, gents. Anything else the market needs to know about at this stage, or just keep your eyes peeled, I suppose, and watch what you
watch this space. Watch this space. I think that's the best way of describing it. So yeah.
Excellent. Well, look, congratulations. Let's just have a quick look on here. I was going to see. Sorry. Yes. Thank you, Graham. It wouldn't be. Will it be now E-Prop Jungle? And then you get the fan club as well, all the way from.
Hi, Louis. Nice to see you.
So there you go. And I should say, of course, it's not hard to see why this was on the cards as well, because there he is in all his wonderful pink glory obviously on Kerfuffle there. They're right at the top there, best estate agency suppliers guide. Nice 5-star rating. Go in here, see a bit more about Property Jungle and the interviews we've obviously had with Mike previously, and understand what they can bring to the table if you're not already talking to these guys. So just once more, Mike, Ian, fantastic. Hope it goes fantastic. Well, I'm sure it will do, and please keep us up to date as it goes on.
Thank you, Simon.
Thank you very much, Simon. Much appreciated.
Cheers.
Okay, guys.
All right.
Bye.